Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Throwing Yourself on the Mercy of the Court. Jesus told his disciples, there was a rich man whose manager was accused of wasting his possessions. So he called him in and asked him, what is this I hear about you? Give an account of your management, because you cannot be manager any longer. Luke chapter 16 verses 1 and 2. It worked to throw herself in front of that car. In 1960, the wife of a condemned spy in the Middle Eastern country of Jordan was at her wit's end. In desperation, she went to a local official and asked for advice. He told her to wait outside the palace for the king's motorcade to come by. When it was about to pass, this man told her to throw herself in front of the king's limousine and plead for mercy. The woman did as she was advised, and since the king of Jordan knew how the people expected a noble monarch to act in these situations, he released her husband that day. This is the key to the parable of the unjust steward. The story goes that the manager of a rich man's properties was caught cheating the owner out of the money. He was fired on the spot, but instead of throwing him in prison, as he deserved, the rich man allowed the deceitful manager to go free. The manager knew that when word got out regarding his dishonesty, he wouldn't be able to find work. So he came up with a plan. He gathered together all the rich man's renters and gave each of them a huge discount in what they owed. When the manager returned to his master with the account books, his master found out that he had indeed been cheated again by the fired manager. What's crazy is that the rich man then praised the manager for his wisdom. What's going on here? Is Jesus advocating cheating and stealing as a means to get out of trouble? The beauty of this parable is that the manager is being praised not for cheating, but for knowing the one thing about his master that can save him, his master's mercy. By creating a situation in which all the renters feel that the master has been generous, the manager knows the rich man will not want to risk the renter's anger by changing the rent amounts. He has saved his reputation by throwing himself on the mercy of his master, who he believes will be merciful to him. Jesus is saying, if this dishonest man was wise enough to place his trust in the quality of his master's mercy, how much more should we place our trust in God's mercy? Our only option is to put our trust in the unfailing mercy of our generous God. We don't deserve it, no excuses will work, but all we have to do is throw ourselves on the mercy of His court. May God bless you today.